Hi guys, Gabby DeLorenz here, your yoga anatomy expert. Today we will be doing a functional movement body assessment flow. So this flow is filled with different opportunities for you to dive in, for you to notice what's happening in the left versus right, for you to notice the active versus passive range of motion, how it feels in your body differently. This body flow is just supposed to be a little bit messy, but help you dive into what's going on in your body, whatever season that you're in. So if you do this flow in the morning, please know that it will be different than if you do it at night. If you do this after you're sore and had a really good maybe strength workout one day, will feel different than the next. So depending on where you are, depending on how stressed you are, is going to totally change this flow for you. So I invite you to revisit this flow at all stages of your practice, when you're tired, when you're not tired, and then when you feel your body kind of out of what I would call out of whack. To start, please come to child's pose. Bring your knees nice and wide apart, your big toes to touch, and let your forehead just rest on the mat. Finding what you need as you just settle in. Notice the left versus right sides. Notice your left versus right shoulder, your hands as they walk out, your spine as it starts to sink to the mat. And then start to engage your muscles. So walk your fingertips long. Maybe you come up onto perched fingertips. And then start to really shift your hips closer to your heels. If your toes are pointed, notice what they feel like. Do you feel the stretch in the top of your ankle? From here, just start to walk your hands back so your elbows then come to touch your knees. And you're going to find some cat-cows here. So round your spine, belly in. And then tuck your belly forward, look up. On your inhale, round your spine. On your exhale, belly sinks. Inhale, press through your hands. Exhale. Come up onto your hands and knees. Find some cat-cows here. Notice how when we come away from the floor, this pose becomes so much more expansive. Following your breath on the way up, belly sinks. Exhale down and round. Stay for your inhale here. Feel the lungs expand in your entire back body. On your exhale, chest sinks, look up. Inhale, round, feel your lungs expand. Exhale, belly sinks, squeeze your shoulder blades together. One more in. One more out. Inhale, shift back onto your heels. Take your left elbow between your knees. Point your toes here. Come to sit back as much as you can onto your heels. From here, take your right hand behind your head. On your inhale, your elbow goes down. On your exhale, rotate up to the sky. Inhale, elbow down. Exhale, rotate. Notice where the twisting wants to come from. Yes, you can drive your left elbow down into the mat. You can peel your right elbow down in a way, look over your right shoulder, but do you feel the twisting in your low back or your mid back? Switch hands. Left hand comes to your back, right hand between your knees. Exhale as you look up to the sky. Inhale as your lungs expand. Exhale as they compress, you find your twist. Two more, in and out. Last one in. Biggest breath out. Come up onto your hands and knees. Take your right hand behind your head. On an inhale, bring your elbow to your wrist. On your exhale, rotate up to the sky. You have 4 on this side. Notice what's different. Notice where the twisting is coming from. Can you kick your hips out a little bit more? Or can you find the stability in your hips? Switch sides. Exhale when you look up. Can you find the stability in your hips and your core to push through and to find more of a twist in your T-spine? Exhale, twist. Inhale, bring your hands down. Curl your toes, downward facing dog. Pedal your feet out here. You have a few breaths to settle in. Feel what you need to feel. Feel the shoulders fully engaged, pressing the floor away. Middle fingers are going to face the outside corners of your mat. Slight external rotation. Notice if that feels different. You want to press the floor away, so feel that you are rounding your shoulder blades towards your front body as you press your floor away. Your shoulder blades lengthen, but your upper traps do not come closer to your ears. On your inhale, come up on your toes. Exhale, tiptoe to the top of your mat, ragdoll. Knees are bent and unlocked. Hands in your elbow crease. Let everything hang heavy. You can sway side to side. Let your head shake yes. Let your head shake no. Always back to a yes. Release your hands, walk them 2 fist distance apart. Plant your right hand between your toes, left arm up to the sky. Straighten through your left leg, pull your left hip back as you bring your gaze up. Take a breath in. On your exhale, feel this all the way down the left side body. Take one more breath in. Exhale, left hand replaces the right, right arm up to the sky. Big breath here. Exhale, twist, pull the right hip back with the right leg straight. Full breath in. Exhale, big twist. One more in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, slowly roll tall. And reach up. Bring your hands to your heart. Eyes to close. Take a big breath in together. Open mouth, let it go. Interlace your fingers, press your palms to the floor, reach them up overhead, keep your ribs down. Take a breath in as you reach up. On your exhale, ground down through your left foot as you reach your hands to the right. So notice if you want to add any twisting here, just moving into the frontal plane. Inhale, bring your hands back up to center. Exhale to the left, hips to the right. So again, you are just trying to ground down through your right heel as you find length through the whole right side body. Inhale back to center. Exhale, find your forward fold. Halfway lift, long spine, hands to shins. Plant your hands, step back, high plank. First high plank of the practice here, really pressing the floor away. Pulling your belly up and in. Please come to your knees if you'd like. Pull your belly up, look up. Focus, the whole interior line is working here. Shift forward, exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. Bring your hands out in front of you, your thumbs come to touch. On your inhale, everything lifts up and off the mat. On your exhale, your thumbs come to touch over your glutes. Leave your hands off your glutes, only let them come to touch. Reach back long, exhale, lower down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, thumbs touch. Inhale, back up. Exhale, lower down. One more time, inhale, lift. Exhale, thumbs touch over your tush. Inhale, reach back long, lift up, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Plant your hands under your shoulders, some sort of a back bend. Upward dog if you're ready, cobra if not. Slowly lower down. Curl your toes, plant your hands, leaving your knees on the floor or bringing your knees with you. Press up through a high plank. Send your hips back, downward facing dog. Inhale your right foot high. Exhale, hug your knee to your nose. Pull your toes to your face, shift out, high plank. Stay here, hug your heel into your bum. Step your foot between your hands, runner's lunge. Already notice what's happening in your hips. Can you pull the right hip back, press the left hip forward, and start to lift your hips up to the sky a little bit more. From here, reach your right hand out in front of you, and then your left hand, and slowly come up to stand crescent lunge. Take a big breath in. On your exhale, hands come to your sides. You're going to slide your left toes up and forward, airplane. From here, feeling the hamstring right away. Notice where your hips are in space. Just let your left foot come to meet your right. Inhale, reach up. Interlace your fingers, press your palms to the sky. This should open up your shoulders, but keep your ribs down. Big breath in. Exhale, hands to the right, hips to the left. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, hands to the left, hips to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, cactus squeeze, open your heart. Don't dump into your low back. Lift up and out and start to round your spine, look back. Inhale, reach up, back to center. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, long spine. Plant your hands, step back, a Y, your thumbs are up. On your inhale, lift up off your mat. Inhale, lift. Lift, lift, lift. Feel this lower into your low back. Lower than your shoulder blades. Exhale, lower down. Bring your hands out to a T, palms face the floor. Inhale, lift up. Where you put your arms will work different muscles in your back. You have middle traps, you have lower traps. You have your lats. Lift up, exhale, lower down. Bring your hands out to cactus arms. Take a breath in. Open mouth, let it go. Inhale, lift up, everything up and off the floor. Inhale, reach long, keep that height. Exhale, squeeze, keep that height. 2 more times. Inhale, reach. Exhale, squeeze, more height. Inhale, reach. Exhale, squeeze, more height. Exhale, lower down. Bring your hands out to cactus arms. Bring your left cheek to the mat. Lift your right foot up and kick it across your back, starting to open up through your pecs, through your chest muscles. You might feel a little twist in your low back. You might feel a stretch in your glute. Just starting to open up. Notice the left side here. Notice the pec. Notice your shoulder. Notice how much twisting you can get and how it feels in your right leg. On your next exhale, come onto your belly. Right arm comes to cactus, left arm up and over. And again, notice left versus right. What feels different? Is it in the shoulder? Is it in the pec? Is it in your back or your glutes? And slowly come back onto your belly. Plant your hands, upward dog or cobra, whatever you're ready for. From your belly, pull up and in, downward facing dog. On your inhale, lift your left foot high. Knee to nose, shift out high plank, pull your toes to your face, step your foot through. Already, we're turning things on. Pull the left hip back, press the right hip forward. Notice where your hips are in space right away. Left arm comes long, squeeze through your inner thighs. Right arm comes long, peel yourself up. Really driving up with your back heel, with your back hamstring. Slowly shift your hands down, come forward, airplane. Notice your hamstrings there. Notice your hamstrings here on the right side. Where are your hips in space? Are you totally externally rotated or can you square both hips down to the floor? Slowly feet together, inhale, arms up, interlace your fingers, press your knuckles to the sky. Exhale, your hands to the right, your hips to the left. Inhale back through center, hands to the left, hips to the right. Inhale back through center, from your belly, pull up and in, forward fold. Halfway lift. Step back, high plank. Pressing the floor up and away. Drop your heels to the left. Just the heels, hands stay even. Keep the weight even in both hands. So shift more to the right. Pull your heels back up, let them fall to the left. To the right. Shift the weight to the left. Pull your heels back, drop to your knees, curl your toes, active child's pose. So pressing into the bottoms of your feet. Start to feel your feet open. This is the base of all of your fascia. Your plantar fascia starts the beginning of the chain. Shift back into your hands, downward facing dog. Inhale your right foot high. Hug your knee into your nose, step it between your hands. Again, noticing your hips right away. Pull the right hip back, left hip forward, and then drop down to your left knee. On your inhale, peel yourself up. Back toes curled or flat, doesn't matter, just notice the difference. Big breath in. Exhale, left arm forward, right arm back. This is an active twist. Pull your belly up and in. Notice where your hips are in space. Stay for a full breath. Exhale. On your inhale, bring your gaze forward and just shift. Left hand down, right arm up. Notice what wants to happen. Does your right hip want to kick out or can you keep it tucked under? Start to dive into a little bit more of this right side body. Slowly peel yourself back up through your active twist. Inhale back to neutral. Exhale, cactus squeeze here. Start to look back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands come down, frame your foot. You're just going to lift the right toes, bring your knees together. Curl your toes, downward dog. Inhale your left foot high. Knee to nose, step it through. Runner's lunge. First, square the hips. Drop your back knee. If it was curled on the other side, you curl it again. If it was flat, you flatten it again. Rise tall, half kneeling. Big breath in. Exhale, left hand back, right hand forward. Every exhale, you twist deeper. Every inhale, you think length. Exhale, twist. Inhale, slowly come back to center. Right hand down, left arm up. Feel the difference. This is more passive. You've created a bind with the floor. Big breath in. Keep trying to tuck the left hip under. As you press the right hip forward, squeeze through your inner thighs, come back up to your T. Square back up to tall kneeling, facing the front, hands come down. Curl your right toes. Bring the left knee back to meet the right. Functional movement there. Plant your hands downward facing dog. Inhale your right foot high. Step it between your hands. Pause here. Let your right foot, those toes will face the right, and come up onto the heel of your back foot on the pinky side. So your heel is to the left, and then find your twist. Lift your hips up high to the sky. This is for the glute med and the IT band. Notice how tight it is. Notice how easy the step through is. They usually link up. Take one more breath in. Exhale, come down. Step your feet together, downward dog. Left foot lifts. Step it between your hands. Left toes will face the left. Drop to your heel. You're on the pinky side of your right foot. Left arm up to the sky. Lift your hips. Notice left versus right. Can you go way higher on this side? Can you externally rotate just a little bit more? Lift up, inhale. Exhale, feet square back off. Step back, downward dog. Inhale on your toes. Tiptoe to your hands. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach and rise. Mountain pose. Exhale, sit back, chair pose. So finding your balance right away. Where do your hips want to be? Where does your weight want to be? Is it towards your toes? Do you feel your glutes more? Is it towards your heels? Do you feel your quads more? There's no right and there's no wrong. Just notice where you instantly want to land. And then from here, pretend there is a piece of paper you are stepping on, as if you can rip it. Energetically, you're not moving your feet. Energetically start to bring your big toes like you could pull them to the outside of your mat. Feel how that turns your glute med on. Big breath here. Exhale, cactus squeeze. Hands come to your heart. Twist to the right, but do not bind. Twist to the right. Big breath in. Exhale. Inhale, back your mountain. Exhale, sit into your chair. Cactus squeeze right away. Hands come into your heart. Twist to the left. Do not bind. Just feel. Do you feel it in your shoulders? Do you feel it in your glutes? Do you feel it in your core? You should feel it in all of those. One more breath in. Exhale, twist. Inhale, rise. Exhale, sit back, chair pose. Twist to your bind right away. Find your bind. Notice as soon as you make contact, you can look way more over your right shoulder. And if you can't, notice that too. One more breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Walk your feet 2 fist distance apart. Grab your big toes with your peace sign fingers, yogi toe hold. Walk your feet back together. Inhale pulls you up, chair pose. Exhale right away. Cactus squeeze, find your bind to the left. Popping, clicking in your spine, totally normal. You're still trying to rip your piece of paper, so feel your glutes, feel how that keeps you stable. One more breath in. Exhale, twist. Inhale, rise, mountain pose. Exhale, peel your hands to your heart. Round down to your left big toe. Inhale, reach your right knee into your chest. We're gonna add in some fun rehab stuff. So from here, kick your right leg long. Option to keep it long or to keep it bent, whatever feels good for your system. Slowly, you're going to pay attention to where the left knee is in space. Just bend and tap your heel. Bring your heel out to the side, and then straight out to the side, almost like you're moving around a clock. So down and back, straight back behind you, and then a little curtsy lunge to the left side. Back through center, hug your knee in. Straighten your leg one more time. Notice the left quad. Notice the left glutes, the left hamstrings, doing a lot of work for you. Notice if your knee's super wobbly. Fix that. Ground down through your right foot. Hug your left knee into your chest. Straighten your left leg. And then again, tiny bend. The smaller the bend, the easier this is. The bigger the bend, the harder this is. Straight back behind you. And you can tap as many times around the clock as you want. I usually at least try to get 6 in. Right back behind. Little curtsy lunge. Feet together. Notice left versus right. Which is more stable, which is unstable. Just notice and then do a little bit more for that. Come to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, just bend your knees, come to lie on your back. Hug your knees into your chest, give yourself a big squeeze. And then release your knees, stack them on top of your hips. The goal here is to have your low back flat into the floor. Low back flat, pull your belly in, Mula Bandha, Uddiyana, keep everything squeezed, pelvic floor lifts, ribs squeezed together. Hold here. If this is easy, lift your shoulder blades up off the mat, hold here. If this is easy, option to drop your head or keep it lifted, drop your right heel to the floor. Peel it back. Left heel. Peel it back. The main goal here is to see the low back staying nice and flat on the mat. Right and left. One more right. One more left. Both knees up. Extend your left foot long. The lower it is to the mat, the more intense this is. So find somewhere in the middle where you feel challenged, but you're not just burning your hip flexor out. From here, take your hands behind your head. You're going to bring your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. You are not bringing your knee to your elbow. This is cheating. So, leaving your knees stacked really hard. Bring your left elbow outside, right back down. To the side, right back down. We have 5, 4, and 5. Hug your knees back in. Kick your right leg long. Right elbow, left knee. Notice what rotation feels easier. You have 5. Notice if you can get up as high, or if you see like you're pressing your left elbow down into the mat, hug your knees into your chest when you are done. Left versus right, just notice. Grab the outside edges of your feet, happy baby. And hug your knees back into your chest. Drop your feet, lift up, get ready for bridge pose. Take a big breath in. Exhale. Lift your hips up, bridge. Pulling your belly up and in, squeezing everything tight. Extend your right leg long. Notice if your right hip wants to totally drop out. Keeping your quads squeezed. Don't lift your foot straight up to the sky. You want your knees in line. Bring your right knee back. Drop your hips. Inhale, lift your hips. Kick your left leg long. Knees stay in line. Notice if the left hip wants to drop. Notice the right hamstring, the right glute working. Bend your left knee. Feet together. Drop your hips. 2 more on each side. Lift your hips. Extend your right foot. Bring your right foot back in. Stay up if you can. Kick the left foot. Come back, kick the right. Come back, kick the left. Come back down, lift up, bridge, bridge, bridge. Slowly lower down. Hug your right knee into your chest, your left leg goes long. Bring your right knee across your body towards your left shoulder. The stretch here should be on the outside of your right glute. Any tension or compression in the front of your right hip, just keep trying to pull your knee a little bit more to the outside. And bring it all the way across, supine twist. And slowly come back to center. Release the right, hug your left knee into your left shoulder, and bring it across to the right. Again, no tension or compression in the front of your left hip here. If you're feeling that, just keep trying to roll off to the right. You should avoid it at some point. And bring your knee all the way across, look to the left, supine twist. Slowly working your way back onto your back. Lift your feet up to the sky for waterfall. If you'd like shoulder stand, you are more than welcome to take it. Lifting your hips up, your low back, your hands coming to your low back for support. No matter where you are, pull your toes to your face. Feel your hamstrings lengthen. Feel that you can press the back of your knees further, more straight with your toes pulled, and then point your toes. And pull, and point, and pull, and point, and keep pulling, and keep pointing, and pulling, and pointing, and you can go every other one. Start to notice the front of your shin. This is your anterior tibialis. The front of your shin, you might feel some things in your calf as well, but please notice the front of your shin. And you should be pretty fired up now. Take your hands behind your knees. Just give yourself one good rock so you sit all the way up. Bring your right shin parallel to the front of your mat and your left shin parallel to the side of your mat. I call these 90-90 hips. So this is for a hip opening. This is an awesome modification for half pigeon if that's not in your practice. If it is in your practice, this just feels different. Feel that. You can start to walk yourself forward. You can bring your forehead all the way to the mat. But it does a really good job at taking the left hip kind of out of it. So normally you can feel more of a stretch in this 90-90 than you can in half pigeon, especially if half pigeon does not usually feel good in your hips, whether it's the front or the back. Or if you just know you're tight. And slowly walk yourself up. Lift your hands up to the sky. You're going to come onto your feet only. So shift your weight towards your glutes, come onto your feet, and then shift towards the back of your mat. We're in our 90-90 towards the back. So now the left shin is parallel to the back of your mat and the right shin is parallel to the side, and find your way forward. Feel your stretch. You want to open up through the outside of your left hip. And slowly walking yourself back up, bring your hands back up. You're gonna come onto your feet again. Back to the front of the room. Hands can come down. Slide your left foot to meet the right. And come to lie on your back. Bring your feet as wide as the mat. Let your left knee come towards the middle of the mat. Take your right heel, if accessible, to the top of your right knee. I like to then take my hands right around my left rib cage and kind of press all of that back into the floor. So this will help you feel an internal rotation stretch, usually through the psoas. So from the side, left side of your body, through the front of your hip, into the inside of the left hip. You can play with your knee bend, so where your heel is compared to your bum is going to change the stretch up for you just a bit. Then release that side. Drop the right knee into the middle of your mat. Left heel can come to the outside of your right. And again, noticing left versus right side. You might not feel much in this, but it may feel way different on one side versus the other. And slowly bring your feet back together. Give yourself one big final squeeze. Big hug in. Exhale, pull your knees to your chest. Take one more final round of breath in. On your exhale, let your feet go long. Your hands come to your sides for your final rest. Shavasana. Starting at your right big toe, notice the warmth, the sensation. Through the arch of your right foot. Up the back of your right calf. Notice the warmth, the sensations. Maybe there's a coolness or a sweat. Feel the back of your right knee, the space between your knee and the mat. Your right hamstring and glute supported by the mat. Release any tension within your hips, across the bowl of your pelvis into your left hip. Your left glute, hamstring, the space behind your left knee. Feel your calf supported by your mat. The left arch of your foot into your left big toe. The front of both your legs to the small of your back. Notice any tension or compression it may be holding. Feel your ribs expand and your belly rise with every inhale. Your ribs compress. Your belly falls with every exhale. tension in your chest, behind your sternum, to the back of your throat. To your right shoulder, feel your shoulder blade resting gently on your mat. Your right elbow, feel the energy in the right palm of your hand. Up your right arm through your bicep, across your collarbone, to your left shoulder blade, left elbow, notice the energy your left palm holds. The front of your left arm, across your collarbone to the base of your throat. Notice any tension, your upper traps, your neck, any heat or warmth they're holding. Feel your tongue come away from your teeth, your eyes sinking deeper into your skull, the wrinkles melting off your forehead. Feel all of that energy circulating your being and see it out to the top of your head. Maybe there's a color you affiliate with it, a sensation or an emotion. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Circle your ankles and your wrists. Reach your hands overhead, pull yourself in half. Hug your knees into your chest, come to lie on your right side. When you're ready, press yourself up to a comfortable seat. Your hands at your heart and your eyes to close. We will end with one big shared community breath. Inhale through your nose. Open mouth, sigh. From our hearts to our forehead center. The light, the love, and the teacher in me sees, honors, loves, and respects the light, the love, and the teacher in you. Together we bow. Namaste. Thank you for participating in this body discovery flow. I hope you feel great. I hope you feel even. And I look forward to seeing you on your mat.